Welcome to another startup and complete car documentation. What we have here is a 2004 Chrysler Town Country LX that has been converted by BraunAbility to a wheelchair van. This Town Country is painted in butane blue pearl coat. On the key, you've got the buttons for lock, unlock, panic, along with power sliding door buttons. The front door panels do have storage, and you get power windows, locks, and mirrors. It has the medium slate gray interior color scheme, and the LX trim comes standard with cloth seat upholstery. Both front seats are manually adjusted. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. Wheelchair vans are pretty much what the name suggests. Companies like BraunAbility take a standard minivan and make numerous modifications to it to increase ease of use for people with disabilities who need a wheelchair. These vans often have modified suspensions with kneeling or lowering capabilities, together with a ramp for users to roll the wheelchair into the van with ease. You'll see with this van, the second row seats have been removed, and in their place is a large flat floor for passengers in wheelchairs to ride in. But these vans often offer removable front seats as well, including the driver's seat, which means you can actually drive the van from a wheelchair if need be. The model we have here is a BraunAbility Braun Entervan, built off a 2004 Chrysler Town Country LX. As for the minivan itself, this 2004 Town Country we have today represents the fourth generation of the famed Chrysler minivans, codenamed RS. In North America, the fourth-gen Chrysler vans were produced from model years 2001 through 2007. The domestic lineup consisted of, at launch, the short-wheelbase Chrysler Voyager and Dodge Caravan, as well as the long-wheelbase Chrysler Town Country and Dodge Grand Caravan. However, for 2004, the Chrysler Voyager became simply known as the Town Country Standard Wheelbase. These fourth-gen vans were more of an evolution rather than revolution compared to the third-generation models, as, despite having been heavily redesigned, they still have a similar overall streamlined shape and form in terms of exterior styling, like the third-gen vans, but modernized up a bit. For 2005, the fourth-gen Chrysler minivans got a mid-cycle facelift, which did give them a few very subtle cosmetic touch-ups, but most notably introduced Stow N Go seating, the pioneering innovation of back seats that can fold completely flat into the floor. Thus, this 2004 is a pre-facelift model. So the US market, Town & Country, was offered in the following trim levels for 04. First was the base model known as the standard wheelbase. The rest of the trims, which used a longer wheelbase, included LX, EX, Touring, and Limited. There were two different engines offered. In short wheelbase and LX models, it was a 3.3-liter V6 with 180 horsepower, while in EX and higher trims, it was a 3.8-liter V6 with 215 horsepower. The sole transmission was a 4-speed automatic, and your available drivetrains were front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, the latter of which was an option on Touring and Limited models. In the instrument cluster, we have 4 analog gauges, which are your tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. And with this button, you can toggle in this digital info display between your trip computer and odometer. It has a 4-spoke design steering wheel with comfort grips all around the rim, and it does house your cruise controls on either side. Steering wheel is tilt only. The parking brake is foot operated. Got your headlight switch, panel dim, along with your power mirror controls, climate vent for the driver. Right here is your high beam, turn signal, and wiper stalk. And it does have a column gear shifter. Going down the center of the interior, you have your central climate vents, hazard switch, and to be honest, I'm not really sure what this button does. I know that's tacked on from the conversion to a wheelchair van, and I'm not an expert on wheelchair vans. I've only filmed 2 of them, one being this and then the other being a Pontiac Montana like 5 years ago. I know this button will lower the ramp and open the door automatically. But anyways, you have your radio head unit. It is AM, FM with a CD player and a cassette player. Right here you have a set of single zone climate controls, some storage. Right here you got some storage with cup holders, 12 volt power outlet, and then this thing, which I know is part of the conversion. Got even more storage, some nice coin holders, and both front seats have armrests. And then there's a little extra storage area below the front passenger seat, which is also lockable. Grab handle on the passenger side A-pillar. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors and lights. And Chrysler was using the same vanity mirror and light piece as Ford was using in the Panthers, because the 05 Mercury Grand Marquis and the 06 Lincoln Town Car had this exact same vanity mirror housing. Interesting. Manually dimming rear view. And on the overhead console you have your overhead lighting. And a digital information display. You can, for one thing, go between English and metric, so kilometers to empty versus miles. And then you got outside temperature, compass, and I believe these are the factory sliding power door openers. But then you do have a sunglass holder as well. Very big. You can stick like CD cases in this thing. But now we'll go ahead and roll down the driver's window and take a look at the engine bay. The driver's window is automatic down. And I forgot to mention, but it has power windows like most cars, but then these ones are actually, you can actually power open the vents on the back windows. Standard of the LX trim was this set of 15-inch steel rims with hubcaps. Powering the LX is the Town & Country's base engine for 2004, that being Chrysler's EGA 3.3-liter naturally aspirated V6. It's a pushrod engine with a cast-iron block, aluminum heads, and 2 valves per cylinder. Horsepower is rated at 180 at 5,000 RPM, while torque is rated at 210 pound-feet at 4,000 RPM. That power is sent to the front wheels via a 4-speed automatic transmission with low-gear selection. Running on regular unleaded with a 20-gallon fuel tank, updated EPA estimates for a Town & Country like this one are 17 mpg in the city and 24 mpg on the highway. It has an independent McPherson strut front suspension and a solid rear axle with leaf springs. Stopping the van are front disc brakes and rear drum brakes. As you saw earlier, the fuel cap is on the driver's side. Roof racks. Now it does have power sliding doors. I can't really get this one to work. So just open it manually like that. And this is where the vast majority of the modifications are done to this van. Much lower, flat floor. You can just walk right on in. Front passenger seat, this has a map pocket in the back. But as you can see right where the second row seats would be, I'm just standing up. And we still get a rear set of climate controls. Rear passengers do get climate vents. Got coat hooks. But as you can see, the second row seats are gone. We got the wheelchair ramp, so you can put a wheelchair in here. But it does still retain third row seats, which technically just makes this very far back second row. But back here, rear passengers do get cup holders, along with storage compartments. Actually, this storage compartment is closable, whereas this one's just an open one. Third row passengers also get their own climate vents. I am a big fan of this generation of Chrysler Town Country and Grand Caravans, the 01 to 07s. The 3.3 V6 can take a beating. I don't know if these third rows are mounted or have been modified at all. Maybe they're just always like this, but yeah. Single exhaust, rear wiper. And this tailgate, the struts do not want to keep it open. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2004 Chrysler Town & Country wheelchair van. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.